You know you're old when someone compliments you on your alligator shoes, and you're barefoot. Never go to bed mad. Stay up and fight. I've tried Buddhism, Scientology, numerology, transcendental meditation, Kabbalah, Tai Chi, Feng Shui and Deepak Chopra, but I find straight Jin works best. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. If you don't have wrinkles, you haven't laughed enough. Housework can't kill you, but why take a chance? The doctor looked my body over. I said, "Is there any hope?" He said, "Yes. Reincarnation. If your house is really a mess and a stranger comes to the door, greet him with, 'Who could have done this?' We have no enemies. The only thing my husband and I have in common is that we were married on the same day." This woman goes into a gun shop and says, "I want to buy a gun for my husband." The clerk says, "Did he tell you what kind of gun?" "No," she replied. "He doesn't even know I'm going to shoot him." The reason women don't play football is because 11 of them would never wear the same outfit in public. You know you're old if they have discontinued your blood type. I never made Who's Who, but I'm featured in What's That? I spent 7 hours in a beauty shop. And that was for the estimate. Cleaning your house while your kids are still growing up is like shoveling the walk before it stops snowing. Maybe it's true that life begins at 50. But everything else starts to wear out, fall out, or spread out. I love to go to the doctor. Where else would a man look at me and say, "Take off your clothes"? I want my children to have all the things I couldn't afford. Then I want to move in with them. I always wondered how I could tell when the right one came along, but it was easy. He was the only one that came along. The constants all through the centuries will be the same: wine, women and song. Other than that, life will be very different technologically. In the year 3000 the universe will be expanding as it will forever, infinitely. We will probe outer space but never find life as evolutionized as ours. We were not created by a deity. We created the deity in our image. Life began on this planet when the first amoeba split. Mankind will still be seeking God, not accepting that God is a spirit, can't see it, touch it, only feel it. It's called love. Women want men, careers, money, children, friends, luxury, comfort, independence, freedom, respect, love, and a $3 pantyhose that won't run. Always be nice to your children because they are the ones who will choose your rest home. I've buried a lot of my laundry in the backyard. Just the other day I said to Fang, "Don't you think we've got a storybook romance?" And he said, "Yes, and every page is ripped." It would seem that something which means poverty, disorder, and violence every single day should be avoided entirely, but the desire to beget children is a natural urge. My idea of exercise is a good brisk sit. You've got to realize that when all goes well, and everything is beautiful, you have no comedy. It's when somebody steps on the bride's train, or belches during the ceremony that you've got comedy. We got this one kid, I was teaching him how to cross the street. I said, "Now kid, you walk on the green light." You know what that idiot did? He climbed up the pole, walked on the light. A passport picture is a photo of a man that he can laugh at without realizing that it looks exactly the way his friends see him. Let me tell you, a discussion that starts, "I'll tell you something you do that irritates me, if you tell me something I do that bothers you," never ends in a hug and a kiss. Fang can't stand to see trash and garbage lying around the house. He can't stand the competition. Remember, there is no way you can give the father custody of the children without getting a divorce. I don't know how you feel about old age, but in my case I didn't even see it coming. It hit me from the rear. In most states, you can get a driver's license when you're 16 years old, which made a lot of sense to me when I was 16 years old but now seems insane. When I go to the beach, my grandchildren try to make words out of the veins in my legs. We Californians are constantly accused of not having seasons, but we do. We have fire, flood, mud, and drought. Any time 3 New Yorkers get into a cab without an argument, a bank has just been robbed. Doctors say it's okay to have sex after a heart attack, provided you close the ambulance door. I once swore a peekaboo blouse. People would peek and then they'd boo. Oh, that dog. Ever hear of a German shepherd that bites its nails? Barks with a lisp. You say, attack. And he has won. All he does is piddle. He is nothing but a fur-covered kidney that barks. Do not taste food while you're cooking. You may lose your nerve to serve it. I was in a beauty contest once. I not only came in last, I was hit in the mouth by Miss Congeniality. Next to gold and jewelry, health is the most important thing you can have. Christmas is a time when everybody wants his past forgotten and his present remembered. I was the world's ugliest baby. I have photos of my folks leaving the hospital with sacks over their heads. I asked my mother how to turn off the electric fan. She said grab the blade. Every time I go near the stove, the dog howls. I asked my hairdresser what would look good on me. She says a Los Angeles Rams football helmet. Tennis is like marrying for money. Love means nothing. There's such a buildup of crud in my oven, there's only room to bake a single cupcake. A bachelor is a guy who never made the same mistake once. By far the most common craving of pregnant women is not to be pregnant. When I go to the beauty parlor, I always use the emergency entrance. Sometimes I just go for an estimate. I should have suspected my husband was lazy. On our wedding day, his mother told me, I'm not losing a son, I'm gaining a couch. I wanted to become me, totally me. The more me, the better. I instinctively knew this and I was right. Never go to bed angry, stay up and fight.
Which quote did you like the most? See you next video. Share and subscribe.